Hey there, welcome along. It's Damien back with the 9 to 5 Google Daily, this time for September 28th, 2021. But before we dive in, I'd absolutely love it if you could drop a 5-star review on your podcast platform of choice. It really helps us reach more people, and I just flat out appreciate it. But let's get back to our super quick rundown of all the biggest Google related stories we've been talking about over the past 24 hours. So, Pixel 6 season is now well underway, and the latest leak gives us possible prices for the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro in Europe, as well as some of the colour names. Google has been increasingly forthcoming with information about the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro, revealing its Tensor chip as well as images of the phones themselves. Google, though, has begun something of an advertising blitz for the upcoming flagships, all without revealing the pricing or release date, though. All signs have pointed to the Pixel 6 being a big step up in quality and performance from last year's Pixel 5. And even Google's own Rick Osterloh has said that the Pixel 6 Pro will certainly be a premium priced product. With that in mind, the pricing of the Pixel 6 has been one of the most eagerly anticipated details of the two phones. Citing a source who works for a major cellular retailer in Europe, Brandon Lee of This Is Tech Today over on YouTube has shared some possible pricing information for the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro in Europe. Reportedly, one model of the Pixel 6 will run €649, while another model of the Pixel 6 Pro may sell for €899. For comparison, the Pixel 5 started at €629 in Europe, meaning that despite the many improvements over last year's upper mid-range phone, the Pixel 6 series will cost only €20 more. That should make for a fantastic entry model, offering flagship level performance at a fairly reasonable price. Meanwhile, it seems Google believes the upgrades present in the Pixel 6 Pro, such as the telephoto sensor, ultra-wideband connectivity, 120Hz display and more, are worth an additional $250 to the asking price. All of that said, it's important to remember that pricing is one of the last things to be finalized ahead of a phone's launch, meaning we still need to take these Pixel 6 prices with a grain of salt. Beyond that, even if they hold true, these European prices will not reflect how much the Pixel 6 Pro and Pixel 6 will cost in the United States and other regions. Last year, the Pixel 5 cost significantly less in Europe than the US, a fact that many attributed to the US models offering millimeter wave 5G connectivity. It's possible Google could have a similar arrangement of Pixel 6 models with and without millimeter wave this year, making it hard to convert the European to US pricing. On top of this, we're also able to get some information on the colours we may see of the Pixel 6 at launch, or at least the names of those. Thus far, we've seen 5 distinct colourways between the two models: red, green, black, silver, and gold. But Google's phones have long been known for having cheeky names for their colours. Reportedly, the black and green colourways seen on the Pixel 6 are referred to in the retailer's system as Carbon and Fog, respectively. It's not clear if these are Google's official names or there are more clever names still yet to come. The same source also suggests that the Pixel 6 series will be announced on October 19th and released just over a week later on October 28th. On Chromebooks, you can access most Google services with either the website or the Android app. Google today, though, updated Gmail for Android on Chrome OS with the latest Material U redesign, but more importantly, the latest app icon. Those that use the Gmail Android app on Chromebooks over the web client have been stuck with the pre-workspace branding, even as the four-colored logo widely rolled out on all other platforms back in October last year. It was a peculiar decision that left many users kind of with that red and white icon in the shelf and app launcher. This new version introduces a new icon and brings Material U changes. There's no change to the 2 or 3 column layout, depending on whether the navigation drawer is expanded, much like the tablet UI. A blue accent on all of the other devices not running Android 12 is used for the label list, search field, and rounded corner compose floating action button. Meanwhile, you can find pill-shaped icons throughout the app now. With this update, Gmail still unfortunately does not have a dark theme toggle though, as you're stuck with using a light UI across all Android apps that don't have a manual setting, with Chromebooks not offering yet a proper dark look. Developers optimizing apps for Chrome OS would ideally offer that option as standard. Additionally, the integrated chat, spaces, and meet options are still not available when you install Gmail for Android and Chrome OS. Does not appear in settings as an option to enable either. As such, there's no bottom bar when you shrink the app to a portrait-shaped window size. This new version of Gmail for Android with Material U and the new icon is rolling out right now via the Play Store for those using Chrome OS. Google's wearable platform is seeing a big push in the coming months, with more new devices expected to accompany the revamped OS. As part of this, a health services app for Wear OS is now available on the Play Store. Health services is a background component that end users don't interact with. Featuring a heart and pulse readout on a green background for its logo, it's officially used to provide health and fitness functionality and metrics to applications. In developer documentation, Google explains that wearable apps previously had to connect to one of the multiple sensors, configure each of them appropriately, receive raw sensor data, and use their own algorithms to derive meaningful information. This new approach helps developers by giving them a one-stop intermediary that provides access to powerful algorithms running natively on the platform and ensures that data consistency is basically consistent across apps. It also allows for activity-aware experiences. Android on phones has a number of such background services that can be easily and quickly updated through the Play Store, including Play, Support, Carrier, AR, and Speech. Google warns that apps may not work if you uninstall health services though, and we're seeing it installed on a Galaxy Watch 4 with Wear OS 3. Meanwhile, the app description says it is for the next generation of Wear OS watches. That said, the Play Store says it is installable on a Moto 360 running Wear OS 2. And finally, besides appearing in the top right corner of every Google app, your avatar is the most prominently used on Gmail. A new Google Illustrations tool, though, lets you find and build a custom profile picture for your account. Earlier this year, Google made it so that you can quickly change your profile picture from Gmail for Android. In addition to taking a brand new picture, finding an image already on your device or Google Photos, you can now select one from a Google Illustrations collection. There are hundreds of illustrations with images from various cultures, interests, and backgrounds to choose from. After making a selection, you can adjust this illustration and choose things such as editing the colors and focus, as well as pick individual elements to make up your new profile icon. This profile picture is used for Google Workspace, things such as Gmail and Docs, Contacts for Android, Maps when reviewing location or reviewing location sharing settings, your YouTube account, and much more on top. The company built this tool especially for people whose social context or privacy concerns might prevent them from using an actual photo as their profile picture. It will be available from today in Gmail for Android. Like before, open the profile switcher in the top right corner and then tap your avatar, which is already badged with the camera icon. This will show your existing image, and an Add Profile Picture opens a redesigned UI. Illustrations is the first tab, with Google Photos still available like it was previously if you want to switch back. You can browse or keyword search through the new Google Illustrations collection to find a profile picture that suits you. Selecting presents customization options, like swapping the background color, for instance. Late this year or in early 2022, the editor will be available in other Google apps and the web, with iOS support also being planned. So that was a bite-sized overview of all the top news stories of the day. For further insight, you can read all of these stories in full detail and much more over on 9to5google.com. And if you found even a small tidbit of this podcast useful or informative, then why not share it with a friend? It really does help the podcast grow and reach a brand new audience. And if you'd like to take the conversation yet further still, you can find me over on Twitter via @I'mDamienWild. Be sure to drop me a message. I do love to hear from old and new listeners alike. And for more detailed and in-depth news, be sure to subscribe to our long-form Alphabet Scoop podcast, usually available every Wednesday.